Human beings like to think of ourselves as the globe's apex predator. And it's true. Today, humans might be considered the planet's most dominant species. Yet, author Micah Mortali recently introduced the notion of species loneliness. It's a term describing how many human beings miss connecting with species other than our own. Humans self impose separateness and segregation, and our notions of superiority over other living beings on the planet come at a price to the health of people, to other species, and the planet we all call home. So, in this meditation, we're going to um, do a compassion practice for animals. And in this meditation practice, we'll be focusing on the idea of compassion, which requires us to feel something towards other animals sharing our planet. And as we do this meditation together, we'll be bringing to mind, in particular, those species that have been so hard pressed that they are now endangered. In some cases, animals are the last of their kind. And whether it's from pollution or habitat loss or conflict with human beings or invasive species or disease or overfishing or overhunting, uh, animals have it rough. And it's important that we don't succumb to compassion fatigue, where we feel so hopeless and helpless in the face of the need to help animals that we end up paralyzed doing nothing at all. So, the goal of this meditation is really to awaken our compassion for other animal species. And we'll do this through the practice, the well known practice of rain. So, taking a comfortable seat, scanning briefly through your body to see if you can locate any obvious sources of tension, and maybe adjusting your seat or posture to relieve that tension, softening your expression. And the invitation is to close your eyes or adopt a soft gaze, whichever you prefer. And just taking a deep breath or two as we begin. And just bringing to mind an animal that may be threatened, may be endangered, whether because of human consumption, the broad forces of climate and climate change, or some other reason. Just bringing to mind an animal facing the challenges of mere survival. And now, as we're thinking of that animal, just observing it in its habitat, maybe in the wild, maybe in a zoo, maybe some other place. And just paying attention to its challenges that it faces or the dependencies it has on us for its survival. And as we're recognizing those difficulties, those challenges that the animal we've chosen faces, just noticing what feelings that brings up in us. Maybe concern, maybe boredom, maybe anger, maybe some other emotion. Just noticing our emotional response to that animal's situation. Maybe some anxiety, maybe all of these. Just noticing what feelings might be there. Perhaps feelings of overwhelm on what could be done or what must happen if this animal is to survive. Now we're moving from the R to the A of rain, and becoming aware of those feelings and allowing them. Not judging those feelings, just allowing them to be just as they are without judgment. Maybe we're sensing other emotions as well, just beneath those surface emotions. Maybe sadness, maybe indifference. Just noticing what's there and allowing it to be there. Not needing to agree with those emotions, not needing to disagree with those emotions. Not agreeing or being okay with this animal's predicament, simply allowing the situation and our feelings about this animal's circumstances to be just as they are. Now moving to the I of rain, where we investigate these feelings that we're identifying and noticing where they are living in the body. So maybe anxiety over the polar bear's tenuous existence as climate change threatens its habitat, and feeling that anxiety perhaps in a clenched jaw or your chest tightening. Just noticing your feelings and where they're manifesting in the body. Maybe the pit of your stomach, maybe in the beginnings of a headache, maybe in your shoulders or hands. Just noticing where you can feel these emotions. Maybe the tapping of a foot, maybe in your lower back. Just investigating where you can feel these feelings. And finally moving to the N of rain, where we nurture. So if we have been feeling an ache or a pain in response to an endangered species situation, feeling overwhelmed or a lack of control, and noticing that in our stomach or our chest or neck, just giving ourselves what we need to hear, maybe placing a hand on our heart with the words, I care, or I can do my part, or it's going to be okay. What is it that you need to continue being able to feel those emotions of ultimately compassion and concern for the animals inhabiting this planet with us? Maybe affirming silently, we all belong. And in the next minute or two, simply noticing our breath as we breathe in and out, imagining breathing the same air or living on the same planet as all the other animals, endangered or not, on this earth, and feeling a sense of interconnectedness and compassion for every living being struggling to survive on our shared planet. And when you feel ready, opening your eyes if they've been closed and returning to the room.